flip these horizontally, H and V. That should now be running left and right fine. His beard looks a little bit weird on the right hand side when he's going now. Have I copied something over wrong now? No, it's just his arm, how I've drawn it. It'll do. Right, got to make a start on getting this border at the bottom. So it's going to take up this area. So, to do it in game initialization. Got the reference up the manual to try and remember how to do this. So we're going to need the data, so the semicolon means it's a comment, and this is going to be colour then character. And it's 5 rows long is the UI that I'm doing, and the data needs to be broke up into, it can only be 16 long, so I need 4 lines of data so for each row. So data, got a reference somewhere for the colours. I think the characters all start at 32. Save that and close that a second. So yeah, I'm going to be remapping these fonts, so I'm just going to keep A through to Z, the numbers, and the other ones I'm going to redraw the characters and use them for the UI. So that's character 32. So for now, just to check it's working, I'll get it to display that last character every time, which should be character 127, I think. So, and I've also got a colour helper thing for the colour codes, so I'll do them to begin with. White text on a black background, so that'll be 71. You spend ages making specky fonts. Yeah, I remember doing years back, and using them, making different ones to use as graphics in basic games. Never really got past basic on Spectrum. So those are what I need to add in to do that border. So 71. What we need, and the character 127. So 71, 127, 71, 127. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and one more. So that should be 16 characters. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yep. And then we'll repeat that 4 times, and that's then one line. I'll just duplicate that 5 times for now. Are you going to be streaming this week, Bud Pico? And have you done any more work on your greenhouse conversion? Right, so now we need to draw the UI. So we'll store the line that we're on in a variable. I worked out it's line 19 that we need to start on to draw it. Try to comment this well, because I know I'll forget what's going on really quickly. Repeat 5 times, so that'll go through. We'll then start at B, which is a line number 0, so that should start in the top left. Then we will repeat that 32 times for each line, because there's 32 character squares going across 8 pixels each for the 256 pixels width. So we will repeat 32 . So repeat for each character in the line. And we shall read which we will store in here. That'll be the colour information, so that'll be the first one, 71. Then we shall read W store the character value. And then we'll set the colour to V. And we'll set the character to W. Then what we'll do is add one to B. Mustache, need to get my stream set up. Cheers for popping by, bud. I'll catch you, may catch you before the end of your stream, because I'm probably only got to stream about another hour and a half, so I know you've got your 3 hours you've got to stream now all the time, but have a good stream anyway, mate. So we'll increment B, so we go to the next line, then end, repeat. Don't think it's got a space in there. Nope, yep, all one word. So then it'll do it all again. So I think that should now, if I run it, draw that @ symbol all across where the UI is going to be, if I've done it right. So let's see. No, something's gone wrong. Let's have a look. It's done the first line fine, but then not the second. Should those be indented? No, I've done something wrong there. Let's have a look. So let B equals 19. Repeat 5 times. That be 0. Repeat 32. Read V. Read W. Colour V, character W. I've not ended that repeat. We'd ended that first repeat, but that's still open, so hopefully that'll now work. Let's give it another try. Yay! Obviously the timers and numbers they're showing up, but I'll be sorting those out later. So we've got it drawing the full UI area in the loop. So next what we need to do is, currently it's drawing character, the @ symbol with that black and white colour. I need to add update all the fonts, and then once I've done that, then change these values to the colours that are needed to draw all these and the colours for them. So it's back to copying things over into the font editor. Let's save where we're up to. Right, font editor. Which font shall we actually use? Quite like that one. I think I'll go with that one. So what are we actually going to need from this font? We're going to need the numbers for scores and counters and things. Going to need the capital letters. I'm not bothered about lowercase. Brackets and things I'm not going to need. I think pretty much most of it I can get rid of. Hi, not James Ancaster. We should get a jingle jam going. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Always like a jam. Do a zone. You just start making a game in time for Christmas. I'm already on it. But yeah, this is where I'm up to. It says running in a Spectrum emulator. Got a little Santa, runs backwards and forwards, jumps. There's a snowman enemy that's running back. The animations seem a little quick for me, so I think I'm going to have to add an extra frame in or find a way of slowing those down. And you can climb the ladders. And at the moment what I'm working on, I'm creating a UI down at the bottom. So it's going to look like this when it's done with this border, so that's what I'm trying to do now. But to save memory, with it being on a 48k Spectrum, I am doing it all. I'm replacing characters from the font, and I'm got to use those. I've just done this bit of code here that these data lines for each of the 32 blocks across the screen defines the colour it is and which part of the font it is, the character. So at the minute I'm just printing all black and white @ signs out. I'm just about to start copying over all the different characters that I'll need to make up that, so that's where I'm up to. Yeah, it looks a little quicker than the player. Yeah, I think they are going at the same speed, but I just don't like how fast the actual animation's playing. Right, font. So we'll start on this row here. And we'll put the holly berries in. So these are 8 by 8. Right, so that's the holly berries done. Then I need all these holly leaves for the different corners of the UI. So we'll do those next. the grid in just to make this easier to look at. What are all the fonts for? It's just the fonts that are included with it. But this game, it's going to run on a 48K Spectrum, so I need to be economical with graphics. So instead of creating like equivalent of sprites, they're called blocks in this editor. For them, I've already got this data being used as a font, which I don't need all the characters from. So I'm redefining those to save memory. It just comes with these different fonts you can swap between. Gone wrong there somewhere. Is this for a specific jam? I'm sure you've mentioned it already. No, it's not for any jam. I just decided I wanted to make a game for the Spectrum. Christmas was coming. I thought it's a hard deadline that I have to make something. So I just decided to get on with it. The game's going to be single screen. Each screen there's going to be 4 presents that you have to collect and take back to your sack. And when you've completed that level, then you'll go on to the next one. I'm doing it in that way, so if I only manage to get 1 or 2 screens done, I can still make a fully playable game. Underground Jam Mark II. So yeah, this month I'm doing this, and also Advent of Code as well. I've been doing that as well each day, which I'm really enjoying doing this year. Never got past day 5 before, and I've managed day 7 so far, so yeah, I've not looked at it, but seen it in the past, seen you guys posting in Discord. Yeah, there's 3 of us from work doing it. Got your own little mini league table, so you can sort of try to spur each other on to actually complete it for once. They do get quite difficult though as the month goes on. The weekend ones were a bit of a nightmare. I struggled with those, but last 2 days, today and yesterday, they've not been quite as hard, so I'm either getting better or they've just got easier for a couple of days. Yeah, I've just set up a website for it. It's got like advent calendar doors on, and you just click on the doors and it opens up and shows my results for each day. Banger at the moment. Yeah, some of these tunes I normally have the rock playlist on because I use Pretzel, but I was flicking through just see what other ones there were, and the rock one's now locked. I can't play it without a premium subscription, so I don't know whether they changed the playlist at random, but now that I've gone out of the rock one, it won't let me play it again. And what's this Unreal game? Is it still in the works? Not done anything on it since before Jamoween. It was sort of Halloween based. It was a breakout game where it was hitting gravestones, and the bat was a witch on a broomstick. So it may just get shelved until October next year, and then I may resurrect it. And I'm still deciding what to do with Ghost Blaster as well, whether to carry on or... I keep doing these other things, I think, to get away from doing that, so I'm thinking I might just shelve that completely for a few months, which I pretty much have done anyway. Jamoween 3, chance to win back your crown. Oh yeah, someone else won this year's, didn't they? Can't remember who it was. Nah, can't have been that memorable then. Do you know who won it, James Aircaster? Jog my memory. No one important, Fiona or something. Fiona? Not heard of Fiona, maybe it's somebody who's got many names. I think I'm going to have to put another layer on the mock-up I've done with all the numbers of these characters on, because it's going to be a nightmare remembering which is which otherwise. And those sprites overlapping layers are in different sizes. No, that's one of the limitations with the Spectrum. Every 8x8 pixel block can only have one ink colour and one background colour. So everything's coloured in that 8x8 square, just those two colours, which is why you get the colour clash when the player goes over different coloured things. Or in different sizes. No, everything's sort of in 8x8 blocks, apart from the sprites, which are 16x16. These kids today with bit depths more than 4 don't know what used to be. Yeah, the stuff's definitely come on these days, but I like the limitations. And this is a computer I grew up with, so got fond memories of it anyway. I always wanted to make a game for it, so this software is brilliant that it allows you to without having to learn machine code and stuff. It's got its own little programming language as well, so it's pretty powerful. There's some quite nice little games being made with it. Right, that's all the holly leaves done. So we'll do these Christmas lights now. And if I can copy these to save drawing them all. Actually, I'm only going to need one because I'm manually changing the colouring code, so yeah, just one will be fine for those. Now the wires that go between the lights. No, I got Pico 8 and then never really used it. I had a quick play around with it, but something I might look at one day. It's another game engine after all. What's your colour palette restrictions? It's this palette here. You have black and then 7 colours that are bright and then the same 7 colours that are a little bit duller. Those are the colours. Yeah, they were very basic, the machines in those days. Let's see, 23rd of April next year is the 40th anniversary of the Spectrum. Right, so that is all that I need for this border added. So now I need to work out which characters are which and then overlay those on my mock-up, so we'll do that now. So it is 4-bit. Yeah, it will be. The processor's 8-bit, but yeah, colours 4. Be back in 1 sec, just going to grab a drink. Right, I'm back. So we'll get on with this. So let me work out which goes which. So 32 is the top one. So that makes that 44, 56, 68, 18, 92. So the first one's 92. Write this down. So 92 for the holly. Right. Move that out of the way a minute. What we'll do, I'm not going to be able to get the numbers written on if I keep it this size, so needed to paste in before I resized it. I'm feeling so festive with these tunes. So, say the first one was 92, so yeah, that's a bit big. Do it black so it stands out. Right, so that one's 92. And 93. 94. This should make it easier for me to keep track of stuff. Quite upbeat, helping me get in the mood. Ding, fries are done. what's that, microwave fries or air fryer fries? A bit dinging. Oh, I thought you had some fries ready. I thought you were cooking your supper. Yeah, I'm getting in quite a festive mood now. Looking forward to our night out week on Saturday. If you can see how terrible I am at bowling. And 103 for the last one. Right, so if I pop that on one of my other screens for that to reference, let's open another copy of Sprite. Try and find where I saved it. So I've got my mock-up here. I'm going to try and do this without messing about putting stuff over the top of it. So let's open our script. Carol of the Bells. Yeah, it's not the best music, but it's festive and YouTube safe for when it goes on YouTube later, this video. Game initialization, right. So it's colour, then character. I've got a helper sheet that this shows me all the numbers for the colours. So currently I've got them all set to 71, which is white on a black background. So I'll be referring to this as well. So we need red on a black background, so it's going to be 66 for the berry. This is going to be quite a long process, I can see. So red is 66. Then character, the berries are 92. Before I go and do loads, I'm going to check that I'm actually understanding and doing this correctly. Yes, so there we have the red berries at the top of the UI. So then we've got a holly leaf. Which holly leaf is it? That holly leaf looks like none that I've drawn. I've drawn one of them twice. Right, let's change that before we go any further. That second one is identical. No, it's not. That third one is the same as that, so we'll change that. Can I flip that vertically? No. With the sprites and things you can flip them horizontal and vertical, but obviously not with these characters. So let me flip it on my reference. Right, let's draw this now. We've got a bit of Santa in this one as well. What a song. Sounds like an advent of code problem to automate. Yeah. Maybe another year. Right, here we go. So that is now 93. Character 93. And it needs to be green on a black background. So what is green on a black background? 68. I wonder if it bothers about spaces, because this has got to be easier if I can keep everything lined up. So let's just check that that doesn't break anything. After last night of breaking things and it not working, I don't want to do things and them not work. No, that's fine. But for some reason I've drawn the wrong thing again. Get there eventually. How long till Christmas for me to do this game? Right, let's have another go. So it's that one. I did think if I had time I could make this game using Construct for PC as well before Christmas, but I think that's not going to happen. Could maybe do that off stream. Because I finish work next Tuesday, so I've got some spare time, so maybe a PC version as well. Right, let's have a look. That should now have the correct leaf. Yep, right. $18 days, that's like 3 game jams worth. Yeah, that's easy, isn't it? Right. Just checking whether I'm going to have any 3-digit colours or whether I'll be fine just leaving the spacing as it is. No, it should be fine. They should all be double digits. So. And if I put comments on the top, that might make it easier for me to remember which is which. Just now I'm going to get really confused later on when I'm adding graphics in the middle of them as well as the border. So now number 3 is one of the balls, and that's going to be 67 in colour. So 101 for the character and 67 for the colour. 101. Then 1, 2, 3. And this is going to be the same colour as the holly leaf, so that was the second column, so that's 68, not 35 at all, 68. And that's 102. Then the next one's going to be 68 colour and 103. And we've got another one of those balls, so that is 101. This is a real riveting stream, this. Watching someone type numbers in that correspond to sprites. And colour wise, that needs to be yellow on black, which is 70. And then it should be a repeat of 5 and 4 and 5. Right, let's see how that should now be the first 8 characters on that top line. Yep, looking good. Just all the rest of these to do now. But for tonight, I only have to do the first and last ones on those rows. Right, let's try and speed this up a little. So those are the green wires. So we have one ball and two green wires. So that's the ball. Those are the wires. That's a ball. Those are the wires. That's a ball. That's first of the wires. That's the second of them. But all light, wires, light, wires, light, wires, light. And that's the last of the wires. I think I've done something wrong there. Oh no, there's 3 left then. We've got the last light, a leaf and the berries. So I know that those are berries, so I can paste that in there. Well, let's see what that looks like. You always like to see soul crushing content. Well, got another 18 days of it. Oh, that's done that quite quickly. Just now need to add that leaf and these different coloured balls in. So 101 is what they are. So 101. Then I know that needs to be green, so that's 68, and it needs to be $99. Right, so it's just a case now getting all the different colours for the lights. So the first one is 67. Then 5 after that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think that one should be 67. $69. Red is 66. Quite pleased with how much I'm managing to get done. Since really, I had to play around. I started a game jam using this the other week and didn't get very far with it. So quite pleased with what I'm managing to get done. So now we need blue, which is 65. And we're back to 67, which we've done already. And we're back to 70. $69. Red again, 66. And then the last one is blue, 65. Right, let's see what that looks like. Hopefully we've got a full top row now. Dev's not easy, so it makes me feel a bit better. No, it's definitely not easy, is it? But it's rewarding. There we go, we've got the top line done. Right, let's save that before I accidentally close it. So yeah, with the game you'll collect these presents and then have to go back to this sack. Each sort of level's going to be in a different location. So the first one, it's going to be outside, so it's going to be called It's Cold Outside, because games of this era all had names for the screens and things. So I'm thinking of, there'll be like a tree up this side, which you'll climb up with branches coming out, and then just some ice platforms over this side probably. Maybe a moving one going between them. And there'll be some enemies like that snowman probably outside. And you'll have to go get the present, avoiding things, and then bring it back, and there'll be a timer going down. And you'll get more points if you do it quicker. That's the plan anyway, nothing particularly original, but can it do the Mega Man scene transition? Unlikely. I really don't think it will. I think if we're coding it in machine code, you possibly could, but I think scrolling was pretty difficult on these machines. It says there's hundreds of songs in this playlist, but I'm sure it's the same ones that keep playing. Right, let's get back to this. So we need that holly leaf. Actually, for now I'm going to make all this middle bit blank. So I am going to change the character that I've been doing. It's 32 was the blank. But I'll move it all on one space just to keep this grid system going. And the bottom one, I'm going to just cut and paste that top set of lines because the holly's a slightly different way around and these balls are different colour, but everything, all the characters are the same for all this, so that'll speed that up. I hope anyway. Right, so that should now all be black in the middle 3 lines, and we should have a duplicate on the 5th line. Cool. So I'll get these side bits done now and get these colours and things changed to the ones that I wanted. Can you have a clear white sprite and then add the colour with code at runtime? I'm not sure. I think you possibly can, but you can also change the colours of some sprites anyway. Much easier to read the timer now. Yeah, I'm hoping to not have it numbers it comes with as default, but I'm hoping to do something similar to the way I'm defining these graphics here, to make like a bar that's going down as opposed to numbers, but we'll see. I need to get a game made before I start thinking of stuff like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the 6th row was, that's a yellow light. So line 3 needs to start with one of those. This line needs to start with a green holly leaf, which is number 96. This one needs to start with green again. '97. So the 3rd one was that colour, so 101, 101, 101, so it should be that one at the end of line 3. And the end of both these lines will be green. And that first one is 98. The bottom one is 95. Right, I think that may be the border done. Oh no, I need to change the colours of these lights, but that's done. Oh, and I need to do the 2 holly leaves there as well. Right. So the second one on line 5. $100. That's the berry that I've just changed there. That one. And then this one needs to be don't tell me I've not drawn this one either. I may have messed up again and we haven't done another one twice. Looking at my thing, I can't see which one I've actually done twice. I need 8 different leaves and I've got 8 different images, but no, it won't be a second while I figure this one out. Yeah, these are the ones that I've got. That's the one that I'm missing. I might just leave that for now, it's not really that important at the minute. Yeah, I can't be bothered working that one out now on stream. We'll just change the colour of the lights. And then I might have a look at working out how you do collectibles to collect presents. So the first one is that cyan colour, that's 69. Second one's red, so that's 66. And blue, 65. Change the lights as game plays. Maybe it's an option. Yeah, I might look into that. I'll write it down and add it to a to-do list. Nice to haves. Right, now yellow. He's 70. So what were you working on last night? Not James Acaster, when you were on about gamepad controls or something and having spaces in? Still no Trello. I don't tend to use Trello. I either use Asana, I tend to use in game jams, and I use Hack and Plan for Ghost Blaster. To play with gamepad, it gives prompts, buttons 1, 2, 3, etc. instead of A, B, X, Y. Cool. To change this, you need to change a file that acts like a text file, but you can't change the size of the game crashes. Project-wise, working on some Unity tools for noobs. Got a client project that I should be finishing soon. Cool. Unity tools for noobs. What type of tools? Things just to make parts of the game development easier for them. Right, so we've got that finished. Right, let's have a look at doing these presents. A lot of stuff I might have shown in April, but I've been adding to it. Oh, April's a long time since. I don't remember last week, let alone April. Right, so there's a thing in this called objects. You can create collectible blocks, but collectible blocks, they're 8 by 8 pixels, and as soon as the player hits them, they're deleted. It can trigger an event like updating the score, whereas objects, you can, when you come into contact with those, you can set them to being carried by the player. So I'm thinking of doing it that way, because you have to go get one present at a time. If they were just, and then come back to the sack. Whereas if they were just the collectibles, you could just run around the screen, collect them all, and then that would be the game if I did it that way. So I'm going to use objects, so you have to go collect each individual present, bring it back. So first of all, we'll add some objects. It's the same way the sprite works, apart from I think initially you can set them to being carried by the player. Not sure how he changed that, but I'm sure I'll figure that out. I'll look at the help. So you can set the start room it starts in. Or does that mean that I'm limited in the amount of objects I can add to the game? Because these have got to all take memory up. If you can only have it starting in one room, I may have to go the individual block room. Or can I do it in code? If it's hidden, it's not on any screen. Right, I'm going to take a risk here and hope that I can, if I have it initially hidden, I can then use code on each level to position them where I want on the screen. Right, we'll go with that. So yeah, we had started drawing fancy presents that sort of still adhere to the Spectrum's colour palette of 2 colours in 8 by 8 squares, but then I realised that I was having to do them as a 16 by 16 sprite and I could only have one colour at a time, so that's why they're now just one colour. I'll stream on Discord if you want to, I'll look sometime. Yeah, sure, yeah, I'll be interested in that. I think I did some similar things in Game Maker circa 2007. I once tried Game Maker when I was very first starting programming, so doing game dev, nearly 8 years ago. And I was choosing between that and Construct, and ended up going with Construct, and pretty much still use that most of the time now. Right, where's the green? Do with flood fill. It's just literally a case of turning each sprite on or off. Didn't realise you'd been using Construct for so long. Yeah, it'll be... I was 40 when I started, so... Well, nearly 40, so yeah. It'll be 8 years this January, I think, since I started using it. It's improved a lot since I started using it. It was very good then, but they've added so much more to it. I think it's got to be my New Year's resolution next year to try and stop jumping around between game engines and just use one, which probably will be Construct, but I'll still do little side things like this Spectrum stuff and maybe give Pico 8 a try. Right, can I copy this? M to copy, K to paste, X for a new object, so we'll copy that, X, paste. Can I add animation frames to these just out of curiosity? Nope, didn't know if it was like a sprite where I can add the player sprite as I can animate. But X, paste. So how many have I done now? 1 and 2 to select. Yellow one, a red one, and we'll add another one. X, K. Hey too, how you doing? Thanks for dropping in. Got caught up watching Dunny, didn't notice you were streaming. This looks interesting. Yeah, it's coming together. I'll show you what we've been doing tonight. I'll show you the game running. So this is running in a Spectrum emulator. We've got a little Father Christmas that goes backwards and forwards, who's a little bit hyper and goes a little bit crazy. Got a snowman enemy. We've got a ladder you can go up and down, and we can jump. Tonight what I've been doing is working on this UI at the bottom. With it only hopefully been running on a 48k Spectrum, it's not a lot of memory to use. So instead of making separate blocks, they're called, for each of these, I've reused the font. So I've added all these sprites that I need for that into the font, because I only need capitals and numbers, I don't need all the other characters. And then in code we've added all the values in. There's the second value of each pair's the character number from that font sheet, and the first number's the colour that I want them to be. So we're looping over all this data down here, and that's what's drawing that border down at the bottom. Hacks like they used to use. Yep. It gives me more memory to use more blocks to create different levels. He's just been on about his New Year resolution. Yeah, my New Year's resolution, I don't know whether you caught it, is to stick to mainly one engine. Was going to be one engine, but then I'm probably going to do more Spectrum stuff. And I also fancy giving Pico 8 a go at some point. Settled on which engine? Yeah, Construct, I think it's got to be. It's what I enjoy using. It exports to all the platforms that I'll ever want to do out on. PC and mobile, so. But I reserve the right to change my mind next year and use Unreal or Godot as well. So what I'm trying to figure out at the minute is the game is there's got to be these 4 presents on each screen, and you have to collect them and take them back to your sack. So I'm just currently trying to work out how that's going to work. Which at the minute I'm not too sure on. I've just added these objects which are things that you can collect, and I'm hoping I can spawn them on each screen using code, because otherwise I'm going to have to create 4 for each screen, which is soon going to use up memory. So you can set them to start off in a certain room, be hidden, or the player carrying them. So I'm hoping if I have them hidden, I can somehow get them to spawn using code eventually. But for now I'll probably just pop them in the rooms. Let's save where I'm up to. Right, let's have a look at this manual. What am I going to do with these? Right, I think if I go to the screen editor, no, it's not screen editor, Sprite Positions maybe. No. It says to press P, so I'm presuming if I maybe do it on the object screen. Ah, yes. So we will place it there. I'm just going to place them all on the screen. I'm going to try and get this, picking them all up, taking them to the SAT working tonight. What's Duddy been streaming at you? Has he been streaming Tomb Raider 2 again? Dean Fry's done again. Think the music loop must be less than an hour. Yeah, it's... I'm sure it said it were about 20 odd hours of music, but it really doesn't seem to be looping through that much. Let's try something different. I'm annoyed that the rock one's now locked, so I can't play rock. Right, we'll go with some chill pop. Aye, walking lava off roofs. I did download Anniversary and also the first of the new Tomb Raiders to play, but I've not bothered doing them yet. So I now need to add into the player script how it detects objects. So there's a command called detect object. So add a comment, so I follow what I'm doing. Check if touching object. Then I need to check what object it is. So apparently if you're not holding an object, its object is number 255. So if object 255 then we want to pick up that object. Right, let's see what that does. I have to say, actually, I was just on about earlier to Finley about the advent of code. I'm a bit sad. I'm getting quite excited each day, sort of looking forward to what the next one's going to be. I presume you're the same. Or are you just saying that you know that I'm sad? I'm waiting for it to get super hard. Yeah, these last 2 days it's gone really, I won't say easy, but a lot easier than, say, over the weekend. Right, so we've now picked that one up. Right, I need to make it now so I can only pick one thing up at once. And I also need to add that sack in. Maybe you're just super good. That would be great if it were true. Cheeky git. It would be great if it were true though. You're right, it would. Right, so I think I can right, I now need to check, make sure that I can't pick up 2. So how on earth do I do that? Right, I've closed my documentation down. I love modern documentation that's just an open text document with a load of stuff in it. I'll bet 10p that either tomorrow or Thursday we'll have a proper optimization one, I believe. Yeah, I like that one yesterday where the first one, like I always do, I just did a load of loops and then they gave some insanely large number that just broke it all. I like that because it made me think of a different way of doing stuff. Right, let's try and work out. So the object picks the lowest number of objects up if it's touching 2 of them. But I want is that if I've picked one up, so we've seen what the player's actually carrying. I think it's maybe something that I have to look at off stream. Maybe I'll go back to doing some more sprites for the game. My thought process is the same. I'll go through the list and reduce each number by 1 and do the logic for if it's 0. Then wait, how can I do it better than 1 at a time? Oh wait, it's much simpler to model it the second way. Yeah, definitely. back in 1 second. Right, 10 back, sorry about that. I think actually what I may do, now I've got to sort of a point where I wanted to get to, I think I may stop the stream there and then do a little bit more research on how to do this interaction with the objects, and then the next stream start off doing that, knowing what I'm doing a bit. So thanks for popping by. Let's have a look for somebody to raid. Right, we'll go give Bud Pico a raid, because Dunny probably will be finishing soon anyway, won't he? So we will pop over. As far as I know, he's doing some game development again. So thanks for stopping by, not James Acaster too, and anybody else that's been lurking. Probably stream, I think it'll probably be Friday night when I'm streaming next. But thanks a lot. Catch you all later. Catch you all later.